This boss with Boss Cowboy Sports been going back and forth with the OC, not about one, but about pick two, or really 44. Y'all get ready. You're getting ready to see a show. BCS, your voice matters. Yeah, man. So everybody and they mama been fighting about pick 10. You heard the pitch train. You heard the Slater versus Sewell. You heard the receiver train, which I'm still on. I still know the most responsible pick would be a tackle or anybody with flexibility to go to guard. That's responsible. But what about pick 44? You know, and I'm going to just be honest. I'm going to tell you out the gate, OC. I think what's going to happen, and I think you almost have to, I think we going linebacker. Mainly because it's so lean. And with it being that lean, I just don't see nothing else but us having to do that unless some real steals fall. What's your thoughts, man? Because, I mean, I swear I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, but I don't see elite linebackers that are go impact the team in a great way at pick 44. That's my problem with this. And that's why I absolutely hate a linebacker for pick 44. All right, we got LVE. We got Jalen Smith in the building. We got two highly drafted linebackers. They're supposed to be the anchors of this defense. We don't go linebacker at pick 44. We gotta pick an offensive lineman, or we're gonna pick a sleeper defensive tackle, Boss Cowboy. That's what we're doing. We're swinging for the fences, getting potentials. Are we shoring up that offensive line?
Let me ask you a question, OC. What is a 4-3? What do the first four mean?
4 seconds.
4 linemen, and you know that.
Okay, well, you said 4-3. What do you mean?
Yeah, what does the 4-3 mean? 4 linemen and what?
Oh, you talking about defense? Okay,
yes.
You gotta clarify.
I thought everybody know what a 4-3, but it's okay. I guess I have to clarify that.
No, clarify.
I guess I did.
Clarify what you mean.
4-3
defense. Okay, so since you so high and mighty with your chest poked out already, talking about your ideal is right. Of course, you always think y'all.
It's not the idea that's just right. I just asked you a question that you're trying to deflect from.
I'm not deflecting. It's 3 linebackers.
Okay, so
it's 3 linebackers.
Who is the third linebacker?
We need to get a free agent.
You're not answering questions today. I noticed what you're doing.
We could have gotten, listen now, who could we have signed? We could have signed KJ Wright.
See, you moving to coulda. I asked you one simple name. Who is the third linebacker?
A no name. That's
Sean Lee is our linebacker. Do you trust Sean Lee?
Well, Sean Lee ain't retired. That's the problem. Sean Lee won't retire until they see if they draft a linebacker, and then they may push Sean Lee out of the building. All right, I didn't want to say Sean Lee because I'm not factoring Sean Lee into this thing, man. Because when you have the opportunity, because listen, here's the conundrum. When you have the opportunity to sign a KJ Wright and you do not sign a KJ Wright, to me, you're signaling that you're not really committed to that position. Thus, I don't think you're investing your second pick to pick a linebacker when you could have already signed one of several solid free agent linebackers. Or this is signaling that Sean Lee, in fact, is trying to get his body together to come back for a final run. That's why I don't think the Cowboys pick at 44 and pick a linebacker, Boss Cowboy. To your point about Sean Lee being in the building and staying in the building.
Okay, so this is the deal. It don't necessarily, in my opinion, signal that they not taking a position. That also could be signaling that they are taking it serious. The position of linebacker or replacement for Sean Lee is just that they want to take care of it in the draft. That couldn't be a possibility, and it's a good possibility, and to me it makes sense. That's why I'm leaning on it for pick 44, especially when you look at some of the hams that's going to be sitting there, like Nick Bolton. He likely is going to be sitting there. Like, I would want to get your thoughts on him. Now, I got into it with Big Game James over this, but to me, my boy Dylan Moses still makes sense. Now everybody go talk about his bad year, but I'm not falling for it. I think it's a lot left in his tank, and we can get into even Monty Rice, right? Or we can go through some of your linemen. It don't even really matter to me what you want to do in terms of which one you want to go first. But I'm just telling you my thoughts on why wouldn't they do that, especially if you're trying to think a little bit ahead, right? Because you don't know if you go take LV's fifth-year option, right? You might want to groom the other guy by being the Sean Lee replacement, because I know, the world knows, at most, we go likely only get 8 games out of Sean Lee. You know what I mean? So if you don't have one of the guys that I just mentioned.
Yeah, listen, I'm a step on your side of the thought process for a moment, and then I'm jumping right back on what I think will really happen. All right. I mean, here's the thing. Nick Bolton, man, I mean, to me, listen, he closes fast. I think he's slightly undersized. I don't see the physicality at the point of attack that I want to see, but what he does have is speed. I think some people say his recognition is great. I don't think his recognition is that great. I think his speed makes up for his slight delayed recognition. That's what I think when I turn on the tape and I look at that guy. Monty Rice is an SEC linebacker, Georgia Bulldog, aggressive tackler, plays well in space. That makes sense to me, right? Dylan Moses, I mean, prototypical almost Alabama type linebacker that's physical at the point, that can cover, that's smart, and just one of those players that, Nick Saban has maximized and pretty much got the best out of, and I could see him being a viable pick. I think maybe 44 might be a tad rich for him, but I think 45 to 50 is probably good for him. So I think Dylan Moses, if you got to draft somebody, take a Dylan Moses, because Dylan Moses is your more bigger, physical linebacker, and I think that he holds up and he translates just a little bit better on the next level.
Yeah, now let's talk about that with Dylan Moses, man, because a lot of people will say right here Dylan Moses is a reach to be looking at Dylan Moses at 4. It's a lot of people that's of that opinion, OC.
Yeah.
From me watching the draft for so long, I started to notice a pattern. I wanted to get your thoughts on this. The pattern that I think I see is that when you have guys like Dylan Moses, who was graded a first-round talent pretty consecutively out the gate, right? And then they do a couple of things, especially after injuries. They either throttle down or they take that senior year and they play around 80%. And that's honest, right? Like, what's my guy that went to the Browns, the freak defensive end from Dallas?
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Miles. Miles.
Thank you. I don't know why I couldn't. Miles Garrett.
Miles,
yeah. Miles senior year was not good. He killing the league. Why? He throttled down. Go look at Bosa 1's, not Bosa 2, the little brother. Bosa 1's senior year at Ohio State. Bad. You know what I mean? His sophomore, junior year, off the Richter. See, I don't think a lot of people, in my opinion, I can't wait to get your thoughts on this, OC, are factoring in when you playing. Can I say it like this? Can I say it? When you playing for a meal ticket, meaning for those who don't understand Ebonics, $1 million. When you playing for millions, you already know. Protect yourself. I don't think people factoring that in, that where you can get a first round talent in Moses just because you decided to wait. What's your thoughts?
Well, here's the conundrum about that. I don't really agree to the throttle down philosophy. I think that if you come back and you're not high enough in the draft boards to be drafted in the top 15, that you should not throttle down, because now you got people questioning your ability, and then you have a slide, right, with a Dylan Moses versus a guy that, had he played hard and been a little bit more productive, he would be picked in the bottom of the first round. So, I mean, to me, yeah, people can throttle down. I think that when you have an ACL injury, the type of injury that he had, I think that there is a little bit of delayed response to reaction in terms of getting your body back all the way up to 100%. And I think that's the case with Dylan Moses. I think Dylan Moses is a guy that he'll play better his first year than he did his last year at Alabama, which is why I like him as a tremendous value in terms of players, in terms of how they play. Yeah, I think he's a little bit of a reach at pick number 44, but however, I think he's close enough that, hey, if you got to have a linebacker, that you pull the trigger right there.
Gotcha. And see, this is the deal. Me looking at Dylan Moses, from how I see it, man, he was doing a lot of loafing this year. A lot. Like, to the point I was angry watching this tape. And that's what I start thinking about, that kind of, because it's almost like Jalen Smith. A lot of people don't understand the pressure of why he took such a team-friendly deal with Dallas. People don't remember that his deal was exponentially team-friendly. But the reason why he did that, because he lost millions with that freakish knee injury in that bowl game. He know it. So when you lose millions, you're like, I'm not going to miss my second run at it. You know what I mean? I'm trying to put myself in his shoes where you was lights out, like lights out. It was nobody that watched his tape from his early years at Alabama and didn't say that's a clear first rounder. Clear. Right? Clear. And then you go look at him last year and they don't even look the same. I don't think that's a knee. I think that's more protect myself. I got one shot at this, and watching my knee buckle, you know what I mean, made me play it safe. But maybe I'm wrong on that, but the tape telling me I'm right, because it was a lot of loafing that was never in his previous tape. I think he was taking it easy, but I think he'll let loose once he in the pros, because that's when you playing for real.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you got a point there, Boss Cowboy. It could be that, man, but again, it doesn't benefit him to loaf. I think that, even when you look at, you could use a great example, Jalen Smith. I mean, even sometime last year, I think sometime that knee gets sore, man, and I see him even dragging that leg a little bit, because I've had knee injuries, man. I've had leg injuries, and I can tell sometime when that leg gets tight, it gets sore, you kind of dragging your leg and you're not playing 100%. So I think that it could be a combination of protect, but also a combination of complete restoration of all the explosiveness, the conditioning, and the burst. Because there's no reason, if you had 2,000%, for you to throttle down and for you to loaf, unless you're trying to preserve yourself, not just from an aspect of injury, but just preserve yourself to get through games and to look decent when the ball's in front of you so you can make plays. But anyway, boss, hey, that's my take on it. I could be wrong too. Hey, we just got to see what happens.
Yeah, let's see what happens. I got one more for you, man. As we tease what's getting ready to happen, we getting ready to get into this draft. All right. So as we get into this draft, I want to talk one more with my boy, the OC. Y'all get ready. So yeah, man, we want to talk about, what about Farley? Like, what if he falls?
Yeah. I think that you pick Caleb Farley if J.C. Horn is not there, man. I think that Caleb Farley is a guy that has extreme athleticism. I think that he has great speed. He's a typical long, strong, what I call Virginia Tech type corner. It's been several good corners come out of Virginia Tech, and I think he's in a list of those that will be in that same type of family. I think that with some technical work, and I think that just with a little bit of experience, you're looking at a potential guy in 2 or 3 years that could be a lockdown corner. So I'm high on him, not quite as high as I am on Horn, but I'm high on him, and I think he could turn out to be a great player.
Yeah, at 44, I would pull the trigger. He was my top corner.
And he won't last that long. He won't last that long.
I think he could.
I absolutely
I
don't
saw so
think
much
he'll last
slips.
that
You
long.
don't believe nobody slip.
No, I do believe people slip. I do believe people slip. I believe certain players, because of the kind of league we play in, will not slip. And so he's in the category of the kind of player, because of the league we play in and because of 4 rods and 5 wides attacking you, spread offenses, West Coast offenses, that everybody's looking for great corners. And with his size, his speed, his productivity, he doesn't slip that far. That's what I'm saying, Boss Cowboy.
I'm almost certain he could slip. And to me, he's the top slip candidate. When you already had an ACL injury, right? Then you had a knife hit your back. And you ain't even hit the league yet. It's gonna be scouts that's gonna be scared to sign off on that in the first round. Straight up, they gonna be like me and you will do it because our job's not on the line, right? We just talking ball, but if my job was on the line, man, you picking somebody that just had back surgery that might not even be fully prepared to get through all your camps. You might start getting him back on the field closer to the season. It's gonna be some people that's gonna be nervous about him. I think he's the prime candidate to slip.
Yeah.
So, but we finna get out of here, man. Before we go, I do want to let everybody know, man, we got this draft show that's coming up, man. That's getting ready to be super fire. It's gonna be on YouTube. We doing it exclusively on YouTube this year. We're not doing a bunch of posting on Facebook. So y'all make sure y'all go over there and subscribe. You better get it because that's where it's gonna be. But it's gonna be, I guarantee you, one of the best shows. I'm gonna say the best. What you got, OC? Hold on real quick, OC.
Calendar.
Go ahead.
You got to put it on your calendar. Listen, you got to make sure that you tune in Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday for all 3 days of the draft. We got all top 300 BCS analyst team. We're doing a show with the Dallas Cowboys Network. We'll be live at a location to be announced later. And you don't want to miss this one. Top content, draft content, player breakdown, top to bottom.
All right, man. You heard it here first, man. That was the OC, man. We gave you a little quick show, man. Y'all make sure y'all continue to like and subscribe and support Boss Cowboy Sports, and especially follow in all the different areas, whether that be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, obviously YouTube, and obviously put a couple of dollars in the Cash App because it goes right back into the show, especially this week. Any last words, OC?
No, listen, like, share, subscribe, follow Boss Cowboy on all your platforms. Don't forget to click the bell notification icons, all right? So that way you know every single time we go on live and when we post video content. You also can follow the OC on Facebook and also CB the OC on Instagram and the OC on Twitter, all right? So look for more content from both of us at all times, and we'll see you soon.